How to make a impact on the people around you. I feel like the first mentality you should be having when impacting someone around you is to be 100% yourself and to make the people around you smile. Those are the two aspects. If you have an ulterior motive, or if you are trying to do something to get it out of something, get something out of someone, then they're gonna sense it. People notice that thing. People notice and sense that energy that you're trying to put out. So make sure that you are genuinely yourself while also just making someone smile. That should be the mentality and the focus. One of the most important things that a human being loves and appreciates, majority of human beings, they love to be appreciated and they love to be important. They love to feel important in some way or another. And a great way to make them feel important is if you remember their name. And now that sounds very, very boring. Like, okay, remember their name. So what's that gonna do? But at the end of the day, if you make the effort, the little effort to remember their name, then this creates the factor that you try. You don't even know them that well, and you made the conscious effort to remember their name, and that makes you, even if they don't remember your name, because they're probably not going to remember your name, this makes them feel appreciated. This makes them feel somewhat of importance because you have decided to remember their name. The other thing that remembering someone's name does is that it creates a thing, what I like to call social flexibility. So when you're at a social environment, then remembering someone's name. So let's say, okay, there's two ways that you can do when you approach someone, when you meet someone new for the first time. So you go up to someone, you go, and you can compliment them. So you might be like, hey, I like your shoes. And they're like, oh, thank you. And you're like, yeah, that's a cool color. That matches your shirt, blah, blah, blah. What's your name, by the way? And they go, oh, my name's Johnny or some shit, you know? And then you introduce yourself. But when they say their name, make the effort to remember their name. What I like to do is, it might be weird, but I write on my notes on my phone. I write down people's names, random names. So there's a list of people's random names in a note folder. And what that does is, if I see someone, I'm like, damn, what's their name again? I know I wrote it down. And then I'll go into the notes and I'll be like, boom, I remember the name to face, sort of thing. And that's how I get a sort of advantage of remembering someone's name. There's other ways you can do it too. If you find a tactic that suits you, then go ahead, do that. When you've gotten the name, remember the name, and then, like I'm saying, social flexibility. Social flexibility is when, so let's say you've met them, introduce yourself, blah, 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 and then you go off, you do your own thing. So let's say you're at the gym and you're doing your sets and everything, and it's like, this is like a couple of days later, you remember the name, you see them walk past and they go, they do an exercise that you're not used to, or they do something that you haven't seen before, and you're like, Johnny, what are you doing? And but being able to remember their name, you're not going to be able to call them out as confidently if you didn't remember their name. You're not going to be able to, like, let's say you don't know their name and you see them from a distance. The power of remembering their name is the fact that you can socialize or conversate with them in any situation that you choose. The power is in your hands. Now, they're not going to remember your name, which means they're probably going to do the sup bro, like that. They probably do the bro or brother or whatever. And they're probably not going to be as confident with, like, calling out to you in any situation. But the name, the power of the name and knowing it makes you able to, even if they're further away, even if they're close by, further away, whatever they're doing, you're going to be able to make an impact or socialize with them from a distance just by knowing their name. So you go, hey, Johnny, what's that exercise? And they go, oh, it's this exercise I'm doing, I train this muscle, blah, blah, blah. Ah, can you show me how to do it, blah, 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 learn how to do it, blah, 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 blah. But that is called social flexibility. So the power of remembering the name is one, that makes them feel important, And then 2, it gives you the social flexibility, again, to be able to socialize with them in any situation, in majority of situations anyway, whether you're further away from them, whether you're close to them, whether distance-wise. Like, doesn't matter what they're doing, you're going to be able to call their name out, make a joke, make them laugh, compliment them, or whatever. And all that sort of business. So the gist and the big message when it comes to impacting people with your social circle and the people around you, it's about being selfless. It's about being genuinely selfless. When you're asking people questions, don't be boring and ask surface level questions or closed questions. Ask deep and open questions where they can use their imagination to bring an answer to life. Like that shows that you're obviously putting effort and thought into the question, which means, again, it makes them feel important. And then it's actually a fun conversation because you actually genuinely get to know someone. And if someone isn't comfortable answering a question that is deep that you've asked, then they don't have to answer it. Change the question. It's not a big deal. People are like, oh, what if it's too personal? What if it's too, like, what if they don't feel comfortable doing it? They don't feel comfortable doing it. That's okay. You said, no worries, that's cool. And you change the subject. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, if you make it a deeper conversation instead of it just being surface level, then it's going to be way more enjoyable for both of you. And actually, they're probably going to walk away from the conversation. You're probably going to walk away from the conversation with something to take away from it, at least. Something to learn from it. Because there's people around you that know a lot of things, that have learned a lot of things that you can learn from. And you never know the people around you and the experiences that people have had that can really benefit what you might be going through. So I hope you enjoyed that video. That was me explaining ways on how you can impact the people around you and in a positive way. And I think, 1, be genuine. The mentality is be 100% genuine in yourself. No ulterior motives, nothing to do with it, just to make someone smile. 2, the power of the name. I give you 2 reasons why the power of the name is important. If you remember the name, 1, it makes them feel important, just a little conscious effort to remember the name. 2, social flexibility. So it doesn't matter where they are in the room, whatever, the distance wise, you're going to be able to compliment, make a joke, blah, 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 anything from a distance. Say hi from a distance. And then 3, the whole point of one of the most human desires is to make them feel important and special in some sort of way. So anything that you can think of to make someone feel special or important will make a positive impact on someone. And just remember that when you're going about your social interactions, or from now on when you're meeting people, that is the mentality that you should have. I believe in you, I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.